First and foremost, all praises, glory, honor goes to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodas, double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone that taught us this truth, citation all Yakin puts in this word. Day in and day out doing this quick lesson. Who owns TikTok in the US now, right? So they finalized the deal after years and years of threats and negotiations. TikTok was majority owned by the Moabites, the so-called Chinese, right? Of course, our people made it. The Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners that descend thereof on their father's lineage. They made it what it is. They blew the shit up, right? You think about TikTok, you don't think about Jung Lee, May Wang. You don't think about them motherfuckers, right? Because they ain't got no flavor, all right? And you think about, these niggas, acting a fool, doing TikTok dances. Them fucking Moabites can't dance. The main thing that made TikTok what it is a TikTok dance, and who's known for dancing our people, man. You got the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negroes here in America, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, right? They all can dance, right? You got the Haitian compa, you got the Jamaican reggae dancing and shit, and then you got niggas out here dancing to street music, right? Then on the northern tribes, you got the salsa, merengue, bachata, and so forth, man. All right, and then the Native Americans, they do the the tribal dances, right, and so forth. And then really, our people, they like, our people, they like all types of music. Like me, I'm more into Judah music than Levite music. You know what I'm saying? I've always been that way. And then, you got people vice versa. You got Judites that's into Benjamite music and stuff like that. So our people, we made TikTok what it is today, a fucking $1 trillion company. All right. Because we under the curses, man. We blow shit up and don't reap the benefits thereof, man. All right. But hey, that time is fastly fading, man, of Esau's demise, right? And these rest of these heathen nations. So TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, just spun out an American venture to operate the popular video app. So basically, under the arrangement, here it goes, non-Chinese investors will own about 80% of the American venture. ByteDance will keep 19.9%. So I think the max is 20% they can own now under whatever federal law that came into effect, man. So, TikTok is really like the last major platform where you can get some type of truth in regards to, conspiracy videos and, blood sacrifices and trannies and shit like that, man. People getting exposed. All right. It's the last platform. And now, since it's minority owned, I'm pretty sure you're going to see big changes this year on TikTok. TikTok ain't going to be the same, man. All right. You had Jake. I think TikTok Shop came out in, 2023, 2024. And, Jake done made millions of dollars on that shit. All right. Even Esau, the heathens too. But mainly our people blew TikTok to what it is today. All right. So, this is who's running this fucking sodomite heathens right here, man. Amalekites and shit, man. You rats. And it's, these people have ties to Trump, so you already know what time it is, man. So, let me get some precepts, man. Ezekiel 3:26, and I'll make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shall not to be to them a reprover for their rebellious house. Yeah, our people rebellious as hell, man. You got people, our people, looking to blow up, man. They're looking to, hit their next lick, commit their next adultery, raise their family that don't even love them here, because they ain't seeking the Lord, man. The Most High and His Son. That should be the primary mission, and then everything that you get, man, it just be a blessing after that, man. But these people do it in wickedness, man. All right, they serving two masters. You have even jakes that call themselves Israelites. They just serving two masters, serving mammon. All right, under the Queen of Heaven spell, under their woman. All right. This is a rebellious house. This is a sinful, laden people, man. They laden in sin. They looking for a hot girl summer. I don't want about this hot girl summer 2026 is canceled. So we gonna see how this year pans out, right? Because this year just started. We almost at the end of January, right? You're almost at the end of January. We are at the end of January. So, next is February. That's the shortest month of the year. It's not a leap year, so it's only 28 days this month. Then we be in March. So we see what happens this year, man. But this is a rebellious house, man. Everything's under order. Women have authority in this society. Could talk shit to you and nothing happened, right? They couldn't do none of that in the ancient world, which, hey, you woman, you gonna wish you were in the ancient world after the Lord starts bringing it. This Jacob's trouble that we currently in the beginning phases thereof. Once it starts climaxing, man, it's gonna definitely get ugly for you, especially you ain't with a man of the Lord. Them simps can't save you. All right. And it says, but when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he that heareth, let him hear. So that's talking about the elect, man. Because, hey, the angels got to wake you up. They got to wake up your spiritual ears, man. They got to open your spiritual ears. That's what I meant to say. All right. And that's why we receive this word, the Lord, use the angels. And it's continuing to using the angels, to keep our spiritual ears open, man. And he that forbeareth, let him forbear. So that just like that, on the right hand side, on the left hand side, you do have angels, blocking, you niggas, you 2/3 from getting this word. So, you feel bored. You looking to retire in this place, especially them niggas born in probably the 70s. They even early 80s. You got certain niggas that's like military, police, retired. You got niggas my age in their early 40s retired already, man. Because they was in the military or law enforcement for 20 years. So they got a nice pension or whatever. So now, they just work when they want to work. They do those security jobs, security gigs and shit, and get paid, $40 an hour. Because, since they're a retired officer, pretty sure they can still carry their service weapon or some type of weapon, man. They can do the firearms trainings classes and shit like that and so forth, man. I remember there was this one Jake. Our first move where I'm at now, I've probably been there for a minute now. Damn, it's almost 7 years. It's crazy. Probably 6.5 years or a little over 6. I've been at, but I remember the first couple of years, this is Jake next door, little short Judite Jake. He had a little big booty, Edomite looking woman as his wife. I remember, seeing him one time come out. I believe he was ex-military Jake. He was came outside with a little firearms instructor shirt or jacket on or whatever. So oh yeah, that don't surprise me. He seemed like a little police type nigga. So I remember when I first moved there, he was all cool, open arms, Like he was friendly, right? And then like, mind you, I'm in the truth then still, of course, doing the work. And then I remember like probably like a little bit after that, his whole tune changed. He did a whole 180. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, Esau must have told him. Esau must have told him about me, warned him about me. Yeah, stay away from that guy, You don't want to lose everything, right? So I remember he like drifted off, which is cool because I don't want niggas near me anyway. So, you know, which that's what I prefer anyway, man. Like today I was at the gym and shit. This fucking nigga, man, Scriptures say be peaceable with all men. So, I did it. So I remember, I had some heavy weight on the ground. I was about to lift that shit. Yeah, like it's fucking demons about to take a picture. Some nigga, man. He's about to take a picture. I do, and I seen him like quick. Like you made it too obvious. You want to do it, at least don't make it obvious. Cause I know people do it all the time, whatever. And I got up quick. Like instead of doing it, I got up quick, and then the nigga gave me a fist bump. So I just gave it back, man. And then I just walked off. I ain't talked to him. I just. And that nigga felt awkward. Like, damn, he didn't even want to talk. Hell no, I don't want to talk to you niggas. All right, but hey man, it's gonna be a famine of seeing us as well too. Even on top of the famine of the word, you ain't gonna be able to see brothers, man. You ain't gonna be able to feed off our energy soon, man. All right, that's what's keeping this place going. People feeding off the men of the Lord, man. It says, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear. Yeah, because these niggas see us on the highways and hedges. They see us on the internet, YouTube, and Daily Mode, whatever, man. Even TikTok, so you got certain brothers, they'll clip our videos. But, it is what it is. We don't necessarily upload our epistles on TikTok as a whole. But, people just clip them and put them up, man. They are a rebellious house. Yeah, these niggas are rebellious as hell, man. That's why I keep my circle. My circle is really non-existent outside the Akim, especially at the moment, man. Right, which is a good thing, man. Sometimes you gotta go into solitary confinement, man. You gotta put yourself in solitary confinement. This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yosai. And then niggas get mad when you don't want to fucking hang out with them, man. I ain't fucking with that shit. That I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but if hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Yosai. So, hey, it's about to be a famine of the word real soon, man. I mean, it could be any day now, the way things are moving. We can just wake up one day and it's a full lockdown. And guess what? If it's not if, but when it's a full lockdown, we won't be able to go out and teach. We won't be able to reprove and rebuke and exhort, and shake the hand, because we at the last days of fishing. And they shall wander from sea to sea and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh Shem Yosai shall I find it. So, Scripture says those that, I think in Isaiah 55 and 6, those that seek me early shall find me. Right? When I first heard this word, I took the ball and ran with it. What these niggas do continue to be wicked. I mean, even though you got Jakes that's gonna wake up in the last seconds. But it's gonna be few and far in between, man. All right. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint thirst, which really I personally believe. A lot of them Jakes that's gonna wake up in the last second. It's gonna be the Jakes that get healed, through the Spirit. You know, I'm talking about the men. You know, now Jakes, we gonna end up healing and saving and so forth when we get that full power. And that day shall the fair virgins, young men faint for thirst, man. So y'all gonna be yearning for the word. Just the same way you yearning for money now. You gonna be yearning for the word, man. You dig? You know, you bad bitches. Y'all gonna be running to the camp the same way you run into NBA young boy, all right, Pooh Shiesty or whatever, right? Chris Brown, Drake. You gonna be running to hear the word, and I ain't gonna find this. You gonna be running to, to your local camp and not find this, man. Everywhere we been at, man. Okay. So we living in beautiful times, man. All right. This is Ezekiel 33 and 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song. Yeah, because this is the scriptures reading this. Doing these lessons, it is music of one that has a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words and do them not. So our people will hear us but do them not, man. They're like, yeah, we Israelites, but what that got to do with today? What that got to do? You know, them nigga that what that got to do? How that gonna help my pockets? That's basically what Jay's saying, man. How that's gonna help my pockets, man? How's it gonna help me buy a house, buy a car? How that's gonna help me get a wife? How that's gonna help me prosper in Babylon, huh? How that's gonna help me get muscles in the gym? You know, that's a mindset of a nigga, man. How that's gonna help me pay child support? How that's gonna help me advance? How that's gonna help me build generational wealth? You know, that's the niggas for you, man. But then when they see us with the power, they like, oh, fuck. Should have joined them brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be too late, man. And with this coming to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So you gonna know, like, instantly, you know? Because, you know, one thing, niggas are spiritual, though. But they on the left hand, so when they see it, they gonna be like, fuck. So it is the end after all. Thought I had 10 more years. 2039. 2033. Thought I had all this time, man. Fuck. You know? So I keep niggas at bay. You know what I'm saying? At bay. You know, I greet them and go about my way. You know what I'm saying? That's it. At the most, I greet them. That's if I'm feeling good, man, I'll greet your ass. All right. So I'm about to drink this water. I'm gonna end it there. Till next time. Shalom.